I'd like you to cast your mind back to that time when you were learning to drive. Remember how you carefully got into the car and adjusted all the mirrors so you could see out of them. You adjusted your seat to a comfortable height and you fastened your seatbelt. And as you sat in the driver's seat for the very first time in your life, you became overwhelmed and anxious. And as you turned on the ignition and the car roared to life, respectfully grabbed the wheels with both hands with your eyes fixed firmly on the road. Fast forward 6 months after, you've now become a pro. You no longer paid attention to these fine details. You no longer fastened your seatbelt. You now drive with one hand on the steering with your phone in the other hand. You now become used to driving. You now become familiar with driving. This same thing applies to most of us and how we treat the people in our lives. Your father, your mother, your husband, your wife, your son, your daughter, your brother, your sister, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your partner, yourself. Yes, you had that right, yourself. We often begin to take these people for granted because we subconsciously think that we already have them in our lives and so we do not need to make extra efforts to keep them. We become all too familiar with the joy and the happiness they bring into our lives. And we most times begin to think it's their responsibility to do. We most times become entitled. And entitlement, my friend, is dangerous. Entitlement is a trap. Because it's like a bubble that surrounds you and distorts your reality. Trust me, I understand and acknowledge that it can be hard to constantly and continually appreciate and be grateful for the people in our lives and not grow too familiar with them. But the absolute truth is it's a lot harder not to. Because sooner or later, like with the car, you become too familiar and your relationships with this bunch of amazing people in your lives will crash. And that, my friend, is the reason why we need to make conscientious effort to appreciate and be grateful for these people now that we have them around. Because as Alan Cohen once said, appreciation is the highest form of prayer, for it acknowledges the presence of good wherever we shine the light of our thankful thoughts. Appreciation is the highest form of prayer, for it acknowledges the presence of good wherever we shine the light of our thankful thoughts. So, my friend, today is a good day to start shining the light of your thankful thoughts towards the heroes without capes in your life. Because appreciating them is the key to your own happiness. So my question to you today is, who should you appreciate in your life right now? You could decide to write them a thank you note, or buy them a gift, or give them a warm hug, and tell them how important they are to you. Now is all you have. Tomorrow is not promised. I hope you find the happiness you need to live your life. Stay safe.